Yesterday, Monday, May 4th, may the 4th be with you, every Notion custom agent in your workshop stops being free. If you've been on trial since February, this is your 6-week cliff. Monday, at the start of the day, Notion flipped the switch. Custom agents move onto a metered system, $10 per 1,000 credits, available as an add-on to business and enterprise plans. Capped per workspace and paused automatically when you run out. I'm sitting on my sofa, laptop open. The banner at the top of my agent page says 14 hours. I'm not panicking. I'm running the same audit I'd want every coach client to run today. Before lunch, in her dressing gown, if she likes, 90 minutes, 1 sweep, 3 decisions, 1 brief. If you want the audit template I'm using on my own workspace, plus the credit budget calculator I'm setting up this week, the keyword is credit on an Instagram post. So, 3 things in the next 9 minutes. First, what is actually changing tomorrow in the plainest English language? Because the support article reads like a bank letter, and what your business cares about is whether the agent you set up in your triage DMs is going to keep working on throughout this week. Second, the audit. I'll walk you through the exact list of questions I'm asking each agent in my workspace. 3 buckets: kill, keep, or rewrite. By the time you've done it, you know which agents earn the seat and which ones were just on vibes. And third, the brief layer. The agents that survive each get a 1-page brief. Same template I gave a coach client 3 weeks ago after a different platform shipped agent governance, but tuned for Notion specifically because Notion sees your second brain. If you only do one of those 3, do the audit. The brief is a polish step. The audit is what stops a bill landing on your books that you can't reconstruct. Hey, Maya, what's up? Yeah, I would like some chicken nuggets.
How many would you like?
4, 1.5, 2 mozzarella sticks, 4 chicken nuggets. Thank you for offering.
You're welcome. And then after you finished whatever you're doing, maybe we watch an episode of anime when he gets back.
I would like that. Quick context. In case you've never built a custom agent, custom agents, where's my heart? Custom agents shipped from Notion in late February in a release called Notion 3.3. They are not just a chatbot. They sit on top of your workspace, your CRM, your client docs, your offer pages, your meeting notes, and they take action. Autofill a database, triage a list, draft a reply in your tone, update a status across pages, run a trigger or a schedule. Notion gave us a free trial through May 3rd. The community used it the way every founder uses a free tier. We stacked agents. I can see 11 in my own workspace: a weekly content ideation agent, a client onboarding intake, a DM triage, a Slack to Doc summarizer, 4 that I built in one excitable afternoon and have not run since. The trial ends on Monday. The reason it has to end is honest. An agent across your whole workspace costs Notion a real compute, and they need a meter that scales without breaking the company. The reason today and not next quarter is also honest. The longer the free runway, the messier the migration. They're cutting it cleanly. So open your Notion workspace, settings, AI, custom agents, look at the list. For each agent, 3 questions. 1, have I run this agent in the last 14 days? If no, it's not earning its seat. Kill it. You can rebuild later. Empty workspaces are clearer than full ones. 2, if I had to pay £1 per run for this agent, would I? If you hesitate, kill it. The credit meter version of this question is sharper than the trial version because the trial version had no consequence. And number 3, is the work this agent does already getting done somewhere else? Zapier, ManyChat, your VA, Whisper, your own brain. If yes, kill it. The one surface that actually owns the job. 2 surfaces doing the same job is 2 bills doing the same work. A note on the kill column: the mistake every coach I've watched makes is keeping an agent because the building of it was hard. I get it. Time sunk fallacy. The hours don't earn the seat. They the use earns the seat. If it's not running, it's a museum piece, and a museum piece doesn't belong on a credit meter. In my workspace, 6 agents went straight to the bin. The Slack summarizer I built and forgot. 2 ideation agents that were variations of the same thing, the rewrite in my voice agent I never trusted enough to ship from, and the client data sweep that runs once a quarter. I can do that one manually. The retreat planning agent I built in March because we had 1 retreat coming up for a client, and now we don't. 5 remained. For the agents that survived the cut, run a second pass. Each surviving agent earns a written line. 3 things on the line: the trigger that fires, the work it does, the cost ceiling I'd accept. That last one is the new discipline. On a free trial, every agent feels free. On a metered system, every agent has a price floor. And writing the ceiling first makes every later question way easier. My 5 became 3. The DM triage stayed because it actually does the work my VA used to do twice a day. The client onboarding intake stayed because the whole funnel breaks if I do that step manually. And the weekly content ideation agent stayed but got rewritten. Same trigger, half the surface, much smaller credit footprint. That last one is the move I'd point a coach to first. Your kept agents almost always want to be slimmer than the trial version. Pull surface back, sharpen the prompt, let it do less, more cleanly. Half the credits, 90% of the value. The 2 I cut from the survivors, a research agent I'd cap at £5 a month and never quite use, and a personal journaling agent that, on reflection, I'd rather do without AI involved at all. That last one earned its kill out. There are corners of your work that should stay human, and the audit names them out loud, which is half the gift. Now for the boring step that protects the bill. Notion credits sit at $10 per 1,000. The dashboard tells you which agents pull which credits. You set a workspace cap, and the cap is not based on what you'd love to spend. It's based on what you'd defend at year end if you had to. For Atlantic Socials, I'm setting it at 4,000 credits, which is about $40 for May. If we hit 80%, I get a notification. If we hit 100%, agents pause. That last bit is important. Agents pausing is not a crisis, it's a forcing function. It means I look at the work and ask whether the agent is doing more than I'm paying it. Almost every coach I've worked with under budgets the first month and overshoots by mid-month. Build a buffer, round up. Write the number down somewhere your bookkeeper can see it without asking. The first month is data, not a verdict. You'll calibrate by June. Okay, we've cut, we've kept, we've budgeted. The last 30 minutes of the audit is the brief layer. For each agent that survived, 1 page, 5 lines. Purpose, the single sentence describing what this agent does in plain English, brand new VA could read. Voice, how does it write? My voice, customer service note, voice, or neutral. Escalation, when does it stop and ask me? When in doubt, don't reply. Is it a valid line? When in doubt, don't reply. Is a valid line. Guardrails, what is it never allowed to do? Never quote a price. Is a valid line. Update cadence, how often do I reread this brief? Monthly is fine, quarterly is the floor. That 5-line brief is what makes a custom agent feel like a hire instead of Frankenstein. It's the founder version of what Microsoft and Google shipped on Thursday. Agent 365 and the Gemini Enterprise Agent platform, but you don't need a $15 seat dashboard. You need a 1-page document per agent. The discipline travels. If this unlocks something for you, I built Credit, Notion Agent's paid era audit doc to go with it. Comment credit on an Instagram video and I'll send it to you. The audit checklist, the credit budget calculator, the 5-line brief template, no email list, no strings, that's the whole thing. The agents you keep deserve the same care you'd give a new team member. The ones you cut, you'll forgive yourself for cutting tomorrow. when the bill arrives and it isn't a surprise. Set a calendar reminder for the last Friday of May to read this back. Adjust, move on, and I'll see you in the next video.